I've drank a lot of fucking beer in my lifetime, that's for sure. Many times to an excess that I'm not too proud of the fucked up shitty situations that I've managed to fist fuck my way into. I've learned a lot along the way though. I'll share that knowledge with you if it can prevent a fucking drunken grease fire. If it doesn't, you are the fucking grease fire. Fucking hell. Batman is building. What? We don't know.
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, constantly building, constantly progressing. I just saw a video too with the title talking about that too, like how I'm doing things. Like I said, like you got to focus on building, man. That's the thing. Like that's why I always think it's funny when folks talk about what they have or how much money they have or what they're doing, because it's irrelevant. You know, that's the whole deal with me is I'm thinking ahead. I'm planting the seeds already that are going to grow exponentially. When folks wonder like how my fame got to this point, it's all God, you know, but I'm all about strategy, man. You know, like I planted the seeds. I know what I'm doing, you know, and that's what they're saying. Like in the video, he's saying like not to really care too much about the present, even though I do care, but you know, that's how it works. You got to, you know, build the future. The future is what really matters. The future is all that matters. You know, when it comes to business and it comes to expanding and building something like this, you know, because it's all based in the future. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, I mean, I've already proven that I can move comfortably. I've already proven that I can do this. I've already proven that once the budget is there and the money is there, that this is the real thing and it's official tissue and we're fully operational nationwide, all over the nation, all over the country, you know? So that's a much bigger deal, especially to me and especially at this point in the game, than, you know, the alternative that, I mean, I could have been good. I had a decent amount of money together and I could have just, you know, relaxed and whatever, but that's the thing. Expanding is a lot more important. Everything I got goes into this project. Just like Tupac said, all his money went towards the studio. Tupac wasn't rich. None of these folks were rich. They spent every dime building something. And that's what life's about, creating an art in your art form and, you know, working on your craft and mastery. And, you know, this is spiritual mastery, what I'm doing, martial arts mastery of all my crafts, of my craft, everything. So it's a big deal. All right, I'm back.
Sorry, my nipple.
What's crazy is I keep having these dreams like I went through the Kentucky thing again, and I don't want to go through that again. You know, I keep having these dreams about it because I know how badly I want to expand, but I got to have the money to get back, man. Like, you know, things are impossible as is enough. I mean, you know, I don't want to go through that again. That whole experience in Kentucky was real, man. Folks don't understand. I had no way to get back. You know what I mean? And I was just smart, and I just, you know, I guess, you know, obviously God was guiding me, and I just knew that there was resources, so I went and talked to the resource. I knew that my story would work, like, because it was really my story. So, you know, I knew that if I told them what happened, I knew that they might try to help me, you know. So that's why I went out my way. I went to all them spots. Like, they prayed for me and everything at that place. And I went and talked to them. They were super nice. I just remember that feeling, you know what I mean? Like, But I had
cared.
faith, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. It's just like now, like, everything is a test of my faith. Like, that's what life is about. You know, it's just like now I still have faith. I still have faith that God will do it as hard as impossible as it is. Like, I'm about to have no money, like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how I'm going to preserve things for this next month. I have no idea, you know, but I paid the phone and I'm going to try to keep working, you know. I mean, it's going to get pretty much impossible either way because, like I said, just finances is no money, you know, like I said. So that's what I'm saying when folks be talking about, folks are helping people to make their dreams come true. Nobody helped me. I don't know where you get that from at all, you know. I know that I worked hard as hell.
When fucking reality sets in on this fucking idiot.
You know, I know what I did for myself, you know. And I'm not saying nobody ever helped me. Like, folks helped me here and there, but it's been, you know, very small. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for any help I get. I'm grateful in general. You know, that's what God taught me, how to be grateful. So, to me, it makes sense. I'm on a journey with God. It makes sense that, you know, He told me I'm teaching you, you know, to be grateful. And it's not like I wasn't grateful. I was, but I think it's like on another level. And then that way, like, I'm grateful for everything. I think it's about being frugal too. That way, when He gives me all this money, like, that's the thing they keep talking about. He had to make sure that the vessel could hold it, you know, that I was strong enough to hold it and maintain it. And I am. And that's what's so funny, because a lot of these folks, they, you know, attach their self-value and self-worth to currency or a woman or this and that. And I really don't. You know, so that's the thing about money. Like, I know God will give me money when the time's right. God will give me the money because I'm doing God's will at some point. You know, it doesn't have to be there right now or at a certain time, you know. So, I don't know. For me, I just keep my faith. My faith doesn't waver no matter what, man. You see right now, everything's impossible. It's difficult. I mean, everything, you know. But I do my best and I try to keep going, and it's all I can do. You know what I mean? But
that's the elusive thing that we haven't figured that out, CIA, where the fuck he's eating.
Like I said, that workout yesterday was on another level. It's the strongest I've ever been, truthfully. You know, I think could have done a little bit better on the lifts maybe, but I look back and I was like, maybe not. That was pretty crazy. So I don't know, but I was a little bit behind. The first one I got was, you know, it just wasn't the way I liked it. So, you know, I think I have the video. I could put part of it up. We'll see. But, I mean, I don't know if I had reached one of the highest points on the lift that I ever have, you know. But it's just about being behind, you know. When I'm behind, and that's the whole point. Like I said, it's crystal clear what's going on. When I'm behind on sleep and stuff, oh, man, I train harder than Olympic athletes, bro. Like, I have to have adequate rest, adequate everything. And like I said, it's hard enough. And, like, it's never been easy. You know what I mean? So that's the deal. Like, brother, I do my thing regardless. You know what I mean? I barely slept and still had the strongest day ever. Make that make sense. You know, that's how it's always been with me. I remember back when back in the day when it came to sports and stuff, it would be the same thing. You know, there'd be all these antics and theatrics and weird stuff going on, and I'd still have the best game ever the next day. And it usually went with that. Like, I was up all night.
And he would also brag about whatever. They're just giving away free food. I don't know. I got some of it left over. Put it in my pocket or whatever. He would mention it. Why? I wish you would.
All night. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And then I have like the best game ever. You know, with like 3 back-to-back triples and one of them wins the game. You know, stuff like that. So, I mean,
I think he's wondering because every time he's doing his little kennel cough on the 3 streams he's done today, he's been coughing a lot. And every time he does it, he does the double nip check. I don't know if he's like thinking he's fucking coughing up fucking phlegm or anything, landing on his nipples.
I don't know. I'm a product of adversity, man. I've been through a lot. That's all I can say, you know. That part's not new. It really ain't. So, I don't know what to tell folks, man. All I know is we're fully operational nationwide. And that, like, I'm so proud it's unreal. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, money? I don't care about money. I just had money. I spent it on that trip to go there and back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For nothing.
Very important.
For everyone to tell you,
I've
we're not hiring.
That I can do this for real on a whole other level. So, you know, that's the thing. Like, now Austin is aware of me, which is a huge deal. You understand?
So we got kind of like confirmation on his last stream. If he didn't, he did 3 in a row here on this last one. I picked it out that, yeah. So when he was up in Austin during the day, he was just going door to door. You guys hiring? You guys hiring? You guys hiring? And he just, everyone told him to fuck right off.
They're aware of my existence, that it's real, that I exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the thing, like I said, to see how it went too, and see the response, and it worked out. And I was surprised by that. I was very surprised by that. I was a little bit taken back by that because I know Austin is hypersensitive. I just didn't expect it to go as well as it did.
How is not getting hired by anyone that you asked if they're hiring? They all had the same energy because they're family business and they're not hiring. How does that work out? How does that make it the trip to Austin work out?
I had no idea how it was going to be received. I didn't have a clue how any of it was going to go. And there was messages that came through that told me. One of them was like, it was like, hey, you figured it out. Just go. You know, like that was the thing. There were so many questions, you know, and God was teaching me to operate under pressure. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, man. Y'all don't get how vital that trip was that I just did. That was huge. Okay, it put me on the map for everything. It showed that, like, I can venture out to other places. I mean, it's a big deal, bro. You know? So, and that was the reaction. Folks was like, oh, you're the real thing. Like, that's crazy. And then folks was paying me for selfies and videos and stuff, and taking pictures of me and stuff. Like, it was super cool. So the point is, the trip was an absolute success. You know, so it doesn't really matter what happens after that. It doesn't matter that I don't have money right now. It doesn't matter what I go through because it's about the bigger picture.
God,
for me,
reality is slapping him in the face.
It's all business, and it's fun, and it's what I do, and it's my passion. So, and it's my purpose. So, I don't know. It's an amazing feeling. That's all I know. It's an amazing thing. But yeah, that trip went perfectly. But I don't know. I just pray to God to, you know, please give me the funds and some money so that I can do the next trip.
Waste more.
And I really would like to go somewhere different. You know, truthfully, like, see, that's the thing. If I have the money, it makes it much easier for me to do this and move around and do what I need to do. You know, when you're on limited funds, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? But me, I love the food in Austin, man. The food is delicious. You know what I mean? Like, that was the thing I was happy about.
He was shit-eating grin on his face. He's got no money, and now he's just thinking about food. He's starving.
You know, that's where, you know, some of my money went. I really don't think it was that much, but a little bit. Got to experience it, but I got to go to a couple of things I've been wanting to go to for a long time. It was cool, man. Like,
What, a bathhouse?
that whole night was super cool. It was a dream come true, honestly. It was awesome. So, like, I don't know. I know that, you know, it's possible I could have a great lifestyle there, but I don't know. It's also a lot of other stuff attached to it. It's a lot of work. You know, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's just a couple of things that aren't matching up. That's the thing. If it was a little bit easier to move and I had leeway to do what I need to do for real, cool. But
A couple things, like
couple of
having a
things that
place
aren't
to live
matching up.
and having money.
So, you know, you can say what you want, but there has to be other options. You know, like God has to make other options. It can't just be, oh, my blessings are in Austin. No, because Austin ain't set up for this. It's not. I need somewhere else. You know, so I'm thinking like, I don't know. I started thinking about Denver, Colorado. There's Boston,
the other Denver.
There's different places, though. You know, I don't know. We're gonna have to just see as time progresses, and time goes by. We'll have to figure it out and see what it is and how it goes. But that's the thing. Like, what I do is very real. It has to be taken seriously.
All right, I had to look it up. How many cities are named Denver in the United States? According to AI, there are at least 13 places named Denver in the United States, including cities, towns, and unincorporated communities.
You know, that's the point. Like, it's not going to work there. You know what I mean? Austin makes everything different. They got too much going on. You know, that's the thing. Like, this can't be changed. That's just what I realized. Like, it's real. Like, I got to do what I got to do, bro. You know, I don't have a choice. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a place like Denver, Colorado. And it's going to be hypersensitive there, too, I'm sure, to some extent. It might be kind of weird, different. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care where it is or how they are, just as long as I can work. And I'm just telling you, I get this expanded over there, boy, that'll be the biggest milestone we've had yet. It's all we got to do. Just do a trip to Denver, Colorado, you know, and I would like to, you know, just stay out there for a minute and build if possible. You know, if I had money, once I get the money, I'm taking off. That's why I don't get like, what? Like, bro, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here regardless. The minute I get money, the minute I get dough. So, I mean, like I said, just pay me. You know what I mean? Folks could just pay me, and I'm on the road. Like, you know what I mean? We don't got to do all the acting and all the other stuff. Like, however folks feel, no problem. Go ahead and cut that check. That's all you got to do. You feel me? You know, you give me the money to work with, I'm on the road working. You know what I mean? Like, gladly. You know what I mean? I'll gladly get out of here and go on the road and start working. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, just mad funny style. Like, what? Folks could have been, you know, cut the check. Folks could have been paid. You know what I mean? Like, all I need is an ample amount of money to work with, bro. You know, God told me I'm getting $100,000 to start. If that's true, and that happens,
that's a wrap.
And everything God says is true in my book. I believe God. I believe in His promise. I really do, no matter how it looks. $100,000, that's good money. I could definitely get it started with that. And that's what I do. Just pick places. Maybe the first places I go, I'd be fully operating. I'm already fully operational nationwide, but I'm going out there to get busy and work. I ain't going out there to play. I'm going out there to get busy and work. I give me a little slot somewhere. And I immediately start looking into the jobs and work that are connected to what I'm doing in classes. That's what I want to do. And I need money to do all that the right way. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to be able to just build out nothing, bro. God has to give me the money. I already did that. I can't do it again. You know, I mean, I can do anything with God, but, like, it shouldn't be this difficult. Like, I need the money. I've waited long enough. I keep saying that. Where is the money? You know what I mean? Just don't make no sense. Like, money has to be there. I'm a content creator. I survive off donations. There has to be some. Just like he told him. He said there has to be some profits for the company to run. That was kind of a funny moment. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but all I know is I'm waiting on God, and God has shown me every time, man. Every time He's shown me, that's just the truth. Like, He's shown me, like, anytime I start talking, feel some way, He'll give me a sign. He'll show me, like, oh, I'm right here. So I know He guided me. I know that for a fact. I know He's carrying me, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. So, God, please continue to carry me through all this. And like I said, just please help me to get the money, man. I need the money. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely can handle it, but that's what I want to do. That's the next trip I wanted to do. I wanted to do a trip to like Denver, Colorado, and check that out and see how that is out there. You know, at least enough to do it, so I could try to build out of nothing, and then just, you know, start from scratch, and I can build everything and get what I need up there, and then start. You know, but it needs something to give, man. You know what I mean? Real talk. It needs something to give. You know, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that taking this chance to advance, it was going to be, you know, difficult and impossible and harder when I got back, but it's all worth it. It's worth it to me. All right. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Like I said, donate. You got a Cashapp, PayPal, and a Venmo. We received no support. I don't know what folks is on. All right. Talk to you in a minute, man. We need money to do this.
God, he's so broke. Reality's just hitting him so hard in the face today. He's got no money. He's got nowhere to go. No friends. No brother in Christ. Nothing. No AdSense. No check coming. He's got absolutely fucking nothing but his shitty fucking shirt and his pants he hasn't revealed yet. Is he going to give me a break so I can go walk my dog for a little bit? Joey's looking for that divine spouse.
I took his name like a sacred vow. Golden halo bent into a crown of rust. They called me holy, called me chosen. But holiness should never taste like dust. Behind these bars of borrowed scripture, where love is ration thin and spare, I count the cracks along a ceiling like unanswered prayers and stale air. He says devotion means possession. The seven's narrow, small and tight, but even angels bruise in darkness when worship turns its back on light. I am a divine spouse with clipped white wings, And love that cages what it claims was never truly divine.
All right, that's another wrap. I'm done. Chat. We'll see you. Go and get. I've drank a lot of fucking beer in my lifetime, that's for sure. Many times to an excess that I'm not too proud of the fucked up shitty situations that I've managed to fist fuck my way into. I've learned a lot along the way though. I'll share that knowledge with you if it can prevent a fucking drunken grease fire. If it doesn't, you are the fucking grease fire.